we going, everybody? Now, we had a nice sunny day. It's dropped down quite dramatically. We've got a southeasterly breeze coming through and I'm starting to feel the chill. Now, today's topic is the eggplant, the devil plant. That's what we've called it for the number of years. It can be known as the devil fig, and it is classed as a weed in some parts of the country. But this, nevertheless, has naturalised itself in Australia, and it's been around here for decades. And in my travels of many years around the home gardens of Australia, I've come across many of these plants in their natural state like this. Now, these are small plants that you're looking at. This is a 6-inch pot and an 8-inch pot. Now, they are tough as nails except for frost. Now, they don't like frost because this one here, and I can show you that quite easily, the old growth that we had on here got knocked out. See, that's the dry wood there. That was the original one that was growing here. Then the frost came in and knocked it out for 6. So I placed them aside under a bit of canopy, and sure enough, it sprouted back up because the roots are tough as nails. Now, this has got prickles all over it, along the center of the spine here, of the leaf, that is. So the prickles there, really sharp, and on the underside as well. So really, plants develop all these defense mechanisms due to their, I suppose, in their natural habitat where they've grown, they've been attacked by wildlife and other, so they start putting on these spiny thorns, as you see, as a mechanism to defend themselves against animals, I suppose, that would eat them. Now, I don't know what animal would have eaten this in the past, but we don't eat it, and it does produce a fruit. Unlike your typical eggplant, it is from the Solanaceae family, so you've got your eggplants, your tomatoes, you've got your eggplant wild rootstock. I know it as cow's udder, devil's plant, as I said earlier, devil fig, some of you may know it. There are many, many, many different types of these out there. This one here that you're looking at, this is Andrea's one, the show we filmed recently. This is one he propagated by cutting and has given me. These all are propagated by cutting, by the way, so little twigs you cut off and you stick it in the ground and walk away and don't look back, because they'll grow like a weed, as they are a weed. Strong roots, have a look at that, it's already well established. So that's a nice healthy plant there. And what we do with these, so you're asking, well, you've seen the devil plant, we mentioned it briefly, I've seen it in a lot of homes. Well, what they do, and predominantly in the warmer regions of Australia, South Australia for example, when I travelled out there in the last decade, gardens that I saw in their front yard had, well, ultimately what it was a devil plant growing with eggplant grafted on top. So these will grow for years on end, and if the weather permits, you can graft a little beauty like this, eggplant bonica, or if you like the Supremes, whichever variety of eggplants you like. If you can graft one of these onto this as a rootstock, and you'll be able to maintain it for a couple of years, 3-4 years in fact. And if you're living in South Australia or Queensland, New South Wales, well, I've seen them, and I'm sure many of you have as well. If you're an avid gardener and you know of this plant, you would have seen them around the traps, in front yards, backyards, grown 6 foot, 8 foot tall, carrying eggplants throughout the year. Now, why do we graft them? Well, we graft them because eggplants take such a long time to grow and to produce their fruit so well, and especially where I am here, very late, and we get very little fruit. So our summer seasons somehow are either getting shorter or radically changing in climate. So you're getting a short burst of hot days and then cold days, so that knocks the eggplant about, meaning that's not able to produce its fruit. So by grafting it onto this, you've got an early start, you've got a strong root system. It won't affect the eggplant itself as a fruit in any shape or form. All it's going to do is provide you lots of eggplants for a long period of time, for a number of years in fact. So what are we doing with these? Well, I'm propagating these by cutting and growing my stock levels so that I can start grafting these. And we've actually got an igloo coming in so we can have these going all year round and producing grafted eggplants so that we can actually get them out there into the gardens. Now, I've seen a lot of it in homes, as you saw at Andrea. He's got his own and he simply grafts it on top. A plant of this size is a little bit too small to graft on. Yeah, you can, because the diameter of the stem in the bottom is not bad, meaning that it'll match up with the eggplant here, but again, that is still a little bit too small in height, that is. I like them a little bit taller, and in fact this one's not too bad as well. Now, we're going to demonstrate the grafting. I'm not going to do it now because it's too cold. That's for me, that is, not for the plant. So this is the diameter that we want to graft onto. You don't want it to get any thicker than that or any woodier than that. So that's a good size there. And you'll just basically nip that off, split it down the center, and I'll do that in the next episode. But what we'll end up doing is with this, the top half there, we'll remove the leaves and stick them in the ground and will propagate more, so you'll never run out of these. So if you've had some experience with these and you got your own, I'd love to see them. So if you're watching me on Facebook, share your photos and experiences of growing eggplants onto the devil's plant, or the devil fig plant if you like. But if you're watching us on YouTube, please share a comment. Anybody around the traps in your neighbourhood who's got these, and if you have seen them, I dare say they'll be at least 5-6 feet tall. These can grow up to 30 feet tall, if not taller, left in their own space and perfect environment. They're ideal in the east coast of Australia, sort of Queensland and New South Wales, and I dare say they are probably classed as a weed or one of these variants. But these plants here, well, they're everywhere, and we're gonna what's going on? Apologies, folks. Mr. Cameraman got a little bit excited, and they're still going in the background there anyway. So if you're interested in one of these, they're not ready yet, folks. You're welcome to share an email with us and tell us your expression of interest. We're going to have lots of these made available, and we are going to graft them as well. We're not selling the rootstocks. We're going to have them prepared and grafted on top and flourishing before we release them. These are a wonderful plant. We've had them for many years. I've done it for many years. I let it go for the last few, but they're back in action, and slowly but surely I'd love to have these in everyone's home. And do maintain it. If you are growing one of these plants, don't let it go to seed, because it can sprout up everywhere. It's not, yeah, they're really Kara's here. Leia, yeah, I've lost it. I've got 3 dogs and I don't recognise them. They're gone. Okay. All right, folks, so these will become available soon. Share your email if you want to get one for yourself later in the season, and share your experiences. And if you've got one or a neighbour's got one, I'd love to hear from you as well. Otherwise, if you're watching this as we've just uploaded it, switch over to the 3AW radio network on 693 AM and tune into the gardening program with me and Emily Power, talking gardening. Give us a call if you've got a gardening question or you want to share some great gardening tips. And later on, I'm sneaking over to Dandenong North at 1 Gloria Avenue at the pop-up little Vasili store centre that we got there in Marianthi's place. So if you're in the neighbourhood, pop down and say hello. We've got some great specials running on, and on our website, vasilisgarden.com. Everything you need discounted every day from me, Vasili Maresi.